I am Charlie Winburn, your life coach with Renew Community Church right here in the city of Cincinnati. And I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. Did you know that you are both human and divine and that you deserve to live a better life in Christ right here on earth? Our messages are practical, they are raw, they're fun, and they are focused on real issues as it relates to your spiritual life, health life, your mental life, your financial life, your relationship life, and even your business life and community life. Today, we have another real life application message designed especially for you and your family. Remember, before we get started today, you can learn more about Renew Community Church free life coaching by visiting our website, renewcommunitychurch.org, or you can listen to us every Sunday at 11:45 a.m. each Sunday on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream, or reach me at 513-884-7832. I want you to join me now for another life-changing message with Charlie Winburn, your life coach, right here in the city of Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Good morning, Renew Community Church family. What a beautiful day to be happy in the Lord. I am Coach Dan. Again, welcome to Sunday morning mastermind class designed with you in mind. Well, we got another good message for you today. Get ready, everyone. Coach Winburn will be up shortly with another great message. Today's message is entitled, Is Fear of Dying Alone Holding You Back in Love? Is fear of dying alone holding you back in love? Ever wonder why everyone's so obsessed with dying alone? Have you ever wondered why that? Why do so many fear ending up alone? Find out what the late Kevin Samuels meant by buy a dog and die alone. You're going to learn how to be alone without being lonely. Coach Winburn will be up with this great message. So guys, get ready for a great message. Coach Winburn will be up shortly with a great message today, talking about being alone, but without being lonely. All right, it's a beautiful day to be happy in the Lord, but even better day to live with emotional happiness. Again, welcome to Sunday morning mastermind class and clinic designed with you in mind. It's a clinic because it's a biblical and educational clinic. It helps you relax, and it helps you feel better about your life and about your situations that have made you unhappy. It helps you with your unmet needs, your unhealed hurts, and your unresolved issues, and your childhood trauma. So the clinic, Mastermind Clinic, is designed to help you in every form that you need your help in. We would like for you to connect with us today on Facebook and YouTube. We would like for you to make comments, tell a friend, share the link, and tell a neighbor, and watch and subscribe on YouTube. What is our mastermind class all about? Well, our mastermind class and clinic is built on biblical principles coupled with basic science so that we can live a better and divine life right here on earth. We can live a better and divine life right here on earth. We don't have to wait and have a better life. We can live a better and divine life right here. It's not a regular religious service, as you may know it. It's not a Sunday school class, and it's not church as usual. Our mastermind class is designed to help. Our mastermind class is built on the principle of Romans 12 and verse 2, and that is, don't be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the word transform is something that we do on a continuous basis. You have to transform your mind. Your mind has to go from one thing to another. Your mind just cannot stay stuck where it is. You have to be intentional about transforming your mind. All right. The 31-day Focus Life Story Calendar. Well, today is June the 29th. Well, we're almost at the end of June. 2 more days left in the month of June. Today is June the 29th, and it reads, "It is my divine and human right to be transformed and renewed in my heart today." It is your divine and human right to be transformed in your heart today. So it's like your mind can be transformed, your heart can be transformed as well. Well, I also like to do the next day, which is the 30th, Monday. It said, "It is my divine and human right to walk in divine health and healing today." So you have a divine right to walk in good health and healing today. You can be healed today. You have a right to be healed today. So all you got to do is tell one story each day, 3 times a day, up to 60 seconds each day for 31 days. And you can change the outcome. You can change your situation. And also you can go to 60 seconds to a focused life. That's 60 seconds to a focused life to watch some of the free videos that show you how to do it. You can learn how to write your own story. You can learn how to write your own story and change your life for the better. Because we know it takes approximately 21 days to get rid of the negative vibrations. But in 31 days, you would have created for yourself a positive, life-changing, emotional vibration. And that's what you want to do. You want to have a positive, life-changing vibration. Because we know it takes 60 seconds for the invisible laws of attraction to fully jumpstart or activate in your life based on whatever you're focusing on, and they're either good or bad. So whatever you're focusing on, good or bad. The laws of attraction is always reading and matching your vibrations, your emotions, your feelings, your moods, and your energy. It's always matching that. All right, so I'm going to do a brief recap of some of the things that Coach Winburn talked about last week. So last week was a good message entitled, "Enter your rest and find peace." Enter your rest and find peace. Coach talked a little bit about the high-value men. High-value men have said that they want a woman that brings them peace. Okay? What they really should be saying is, I have peace and looking for a woman that has peace as well. There are some men that don't have peace and are looking for women to bring them peace. No one can bring you peace. No one can bring you peace, guys. You need to get your own peace. Be still and know that you are God in your spiritual life. You got to be still so that you can know this. Know that you are God in your spiritual life, your health life, your mental life, your business life, your love life, and your financial life. You got to be still to know that you are God in those areas or any area of your life. Coach talked about how to prepare to hear from God the next morning. He gave us some ways that you can prepare the night before to hear from God in the morning. It says, be still, and know that I am God. You can have prayer and meditation. You can practice gratitude. You can practice mindfulness and being active while you're listening. Be an active listener. Coach also talked about a word called repose. It means resting or just lying down. You got to make repose a part of everything you do, he said. You got to make repose a part of everything that you do. We are living our lives from a position of rest, a position of calmness, a position of ease, and a position of serenity. So when you hear bad news, it won't take you out, or it won't have a really major effect on you. If you receive it from a position of peace or rest or calmness, it won't take you out. Walk in love, walk in joy, and walk in spirit in peace, and then you can enter your rest. How does finding daily rest in God help you? So these are some ways Coach gave us that finding daily rest in God can help you. It can renew your strength. It can rejuvenate your strength. Just renew your strength. Give you, make you much more stronger and resilient. It can foster peace and calmness. Again, these are some ways to finding daily rest in God for your help, to get help. It can deepen your relationship with God. It can provide perspective, and it builds trust and faith. It builds trust and faith. Again, how does finding daily rest in God help you? These are just some ways that it can help you. It can reduce stress and anxiety. It can encourage gratitude. It guides the decisions that you make. And it prevents burnout. Stop you from burning out. And it prepares you to help others. Coach also gave us ways to find rest. These are some ways now that he gave us to help you to find the rest that you need. Meditation and mindfulness. Practice quieting your mind. That's something that's kind of hard sometimes for us to do, is to practice quieting our mind. Because our mind is just going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just going. You have to quiet your mind sometimes. You got to be intentional about doing that. Prayer and spiritual reflection. You got to have prayer and a spiritual reflection. You got to reflect. You got to engage in prayer. Nature walks and connection is another one. Nature walk and connection. Spending time out in nature. These are some ways to find the rest that you need. Attend worship or spiritual gatherings. I know since COVID, a lot of churches haven't came back together fully like they were before COVID. But sometimes just attending a worship service or a spiritual gathering can help rejuvenate you. You can practice forgiveness. Again, ways to find rest. These are ways that you can find rest. Practice forgiveness. Forgiving other people, not carrying their burdens. Create a sacred space for you. Yeah, you got to create a sacred space just for you. Then you got to limit your screen time. A lot of people are so inundated with social media and can't disconnect from social media. Limit your screen time. Say if you was doing on the social media for 4 or 5 hours a day, you can cut that in half. So I'm not going to be on social media for 4 or 5 hours today. I'm only going to do it 2 hours. Start cutting back on your screen time. And then you want to engage in creative activities. Do something fun. Do something that you like to do. Do something different. Read. Read for pleasure, not just reading when you have to. Pick up a book and read for pleasure, not for information that you need at that time. Again, ways to find rest. Practice deep breathing exercises and techniques. Yeah, practicing deep breathing can help also with helping you to find the rest that you need. So what you need to do, you need to dump it and rest. Stop working so hard and enter your rest. Enter your rest so that you can win. there remains a risk to the people of God. And with that, I would like to bring up the other coach here, Coach Futel.
All right, thank you, Dan. I appreciate you a bunch. Does that look good? Looks pretty good. I think it looks good, Asia. In event, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun today. We got all kind of new stuff in here. I'm here to tell you I got some announcements that's going to blow your mind. And Coach Winburn is going to be up. And so let me start off at the beginning. I do this all the time. First of all, we want to make sure that you know what's going on and what you need to do. We've been blessed. Y'all been blessing us because people have been sharing it. And so what's happening is that we want you to continue to share. We've had double-digit shares. In fact, it's really interesting. We have double-digit shares all the time, and we really appreciate you sharing the message from us, from Renew Community Church, number one. So the first thing we want you to do is share. Second thing I'd like for you to do is please hit us with an emoji. Get those emojis up. Once again, all this stuff helps spread the number of people. We want to make sure all the people on this planet have an opportunity to hear what we're doing. Number three, we'd like for you to comment. Please, sir, please, ma'am, add some comments. Comments have been really interesting because comments create a point of view. You have a point of view about a certain thing, and that actually helps you learn better and actually challenges people so that they can see a different point of view and maybe they can have a comment on it. A couple of weeks ago on Father's Day, we had a very, very good meeting, and we had to turn the lights off because the discussion was so powerful afterwards, and people had different points of view about their parents and relationships and all that kind of stuff. So please, sir, please, ma'am, we want you to comment. And then if you're on YouTube, what we'd like for you to do is subscribe. At some point, Coach is going to be coming in, and you're going to be able to look at us on YouTube. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. We're going to talk about today is Coach is going to come in, and he's going to talk about a number of things. But we have something great that's going on. Coming to Cincinnati in the fall of this year, we have what's called the Wayfinder School. This is a brand new school. It's tuition-free. It's a public charter school for grades K through 5. And what we'd like for you to do, if you have children, and let's say you're in this area, if you're fairly close to the Renew campus, we'd like for you to call Coach Winburn. That's his number up there. Say you heard it. And we're looking for kids in that space. And we got a great school that we're developing right here on campus. I took pictures, and it's unbelievable. Listen here, folks. A lot of money's being spent to refit what we're doing here. We're taking a lot of time and attention to make sure that we bring a great school here to this campus. We're looking at the best practices and the best systems to help your kids come up. And one of the things you may or may not know is that people need to be in a situation where they get their kids into a school, and their school needs to be working with them at a very early age. You may not know this, but the earlier it is that you start working with the kids, both in a classroom setting as well as outside at home, the better off those kids are going to be. Believe me, I know. So that's something that we certainly want to do. It's something that's really, really important. Is this better, Asia? Okay. So in any event, this is the school, and in any event, what's coming up here. And so if you have some kids, if you call Coach Winburn, he'll give you a higher priority than people coming off the street. Does that make sense? So that's the thing we want to do here is we want to make sure that you find a way. That's why we named it this. We want to make sure that your kids find a way. So that's why we're calling it the Wayfinder School. Coach Winburn is going to be coming up and find out what the late Kevin Samuel meant by buy a dog and die alone. I'm not even sure I know what that means. Some of y'all might know. why do so many fear ending up alone? He's also going to talk about, ever wonder why everyone's so obsessed with dying alone? He's going to talk about, is the fear of dying holding you back in love? He's going to talk about these topics. And so in any event, that's what Coach is going to be talking about shortly. And I'm going to go back to what we talk about here as we talk about the 31-day Focus Life Story Calendar. And today is the 29th, and I'm going to read the calendar. We always read this, and you can actually get this. You can get this calendar. We've given out thousands of these calendars, and on day 29, it reads, "It is my divine and human right to be transformed and renewed in my heart today. It is my divine and human right to be transformed and renewed in my heart today." Day 30 reads this way: "It is my divine and human right to walk in divine health and healing today. It is my divine and human right to walk in divine health and healing today." So that's the words in there. How do you get it? If you want to get this, all you have to do is to go to Coach's website. It's called 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. 60 seconds to a focused life.com, and you can go on there. You can download this calendar. You can download the middle of his book, which is going to be coming out shortly, and you got videos that will support the things that you're doing and things that you're thinking about. So Coach Winburn is going to be coming up, and let's talk about what this Master Your Mind class and clinic is all about. Master Your Mind class and clinic is built on biblical principles coupled with basic science and neuroscience so that we can live a better divine and human life on the earth. Master Your Mind class and clinic is for people who love God, but they're tired of traditional church. They're frustrated with traditional church. And so the Master Your Mind class and clinic, here's what it's not. First of all, it's not a religious service. And, at one time we used to have a great band. We had a great choir and stuff like that, one of the best in the city. We used to do that. We used to have all that stuff. We don't do that right now today. We used to have a Sunday school class, and we come in and study, and we study Joshua 1, and then the next week Joshua 2, and the next week Joshua 3. We don't do that. Number 3, it's not church as usual. Many people come from a traditional church setting, or maybe they grew up in a church setting when they go to church with their grandma and this, that, and the other. And you had to look a certain way and dress a certain way and all that kind of jazz. And so we got rid of all that stuff. We got rid of all of these things. I mean, I came from that model. I got jeans on today. In my old church, I wouldn't have never wore jeans to church, but I got jeans on today. It's a nice warm day. I mean, I used to go to church, Asia, with a suit on. It's hot as it is. I used to go that way and be sweating, I'd be sweating. We don't do that anymore. So what we did is we looked at what was holding people back from church, and what we realized is all of this stuff, all this tradition, all of these false gods, all these golden idols were basically creating a distance between people and God. And so what we did is we took on the mentality that Jesus had. Jesus had this mentality, and what he did is he saw people, and he had compassion upon them, and he asked a basic question. He found out what their issue was, and then he served them first. Let me say it again. He served them first. He didn't have an agenda. He didn't say you need to get saved first, speak in tongues, forgive all your sins and all that kind of stuff first. No. He dealt with their felt need, and he served them in that felt need, and then after that, he walked with them on the spiritual path. So that's the thing that we ended up designing. We just said, listen, we're going to get out of all this tradition stuff and go with what Jesus did, because we believe it's more powerful and it's going to be more effective. And so the Master Your Mind class and clinic is designed to help people renew your mind according to Romans 12:2. And it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so the thing that you need to know, folks, and this is why we're doing this, you can believe in God. There are churches all across America that believe in God. But unfortunately, the people that are sitting in these churches, most of them are powerless. Most of these people can't influence. Most of these people are struggling in their life. And so what we're saying is there has to be a different way to get things done in a different kind of way. And so, just believing in God is not enough. Believing in God is not enough to change your zip code, to put money in your bank account, to increase your influence, increase your wealth, to be able to impact your family. And so if you want to be more successful this year than you were last year, well, then you've got to change. Albert Einstein said it this way. He said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So why is it that most people don't change? We know that most people don't change. It's really interesting, really amazing to me that most people don't change because they have a lot of resistance to change. Their resistance to change oftentimes is due to childhood trauma, number one. And number two, there's an issue that a lot of people have, and that issue is, they have the childhood trauma, and then they don't have the tools. They don't have the tools and skills to go to the next level. And so what we're attempting to do is to give you the skills in order to do that. And so last week's message, Coach Winburn was talking about stop and rest. His message was on stop and rest. And so what I want to do for the next little while is I want to talk about that whole message. But before I do that, let's talk about what Coach is going to talk about. Coach is going to come in. He's going to talk about, is the fear of dying alone holding you back in love? He's going to talk about why, ever wonder why everyone's so obsessed with dying alone? He's going to talk about why does so many fear ending up alone? This whole issue of being alone. Being alone. So many people, they're uptight alone. They do anything just to have attention of people. Do you know people like that? I know. And they just do anything to get attention and not to be alone. They'll do anything. I know people like that. Find out what the late Kevin Samuel meant by buy a dog and die alone. And then lastly, I want to just talk about our school that's coming up, Wayfinder School. I'm going to get out the frame so you can see it. The Wayfinder School is coming up. It's going to be a great school, a great opportunity for people. And what does the school say? It's coming to Cincinnati in the fall. It's going to be here on our campus, which is right off of North Bend. So we're in the College Hill area. So if you're in the College Hill area, we'd love to have your children as a part of our school. We'll have some bus service. I don't know what the radius is, but there's going to be a radius that will have that in there. But for this school, it's called the Wayfinder School. And I like the name because we're showing people how to find their way. We want them to be in a situation where they can find their way. And the best time for people to do it is early on in life. I know that to be a fact. It's not an opinion. This is a fact. And so the earlier your kids are, where they start their reading, they understand their math and stuff like that, the better off they're going to be. And so, it's a game changer, folks. There's this study going on, and they know that by the time a kid in that, 3th, 4th, 5th grade, if they're not doing good in school, that's called a pipeline to prison. And so what's happening is that here in this area, we're trying to embrace creating a better pathway for people to go to the next level. That's why they have the Childhood Promise program. They catch kids before they go to kindergarten and give them some education, and then create that pathway going up. And so what this is this school, and literally it's a ton of money. Ton of money is being spent to modernize here on our campus. It's a brand new school. It's going to be tuition free. It is a public charter school for grades K through 5, through grades K through 5. And so if you want more information, what we'd like for you to do, you can reach out there, that phone number. That's Coach Winburn's phone number, 513-884-7832. And then what he will do is he'll kind of screen you a little bit, and then basically the people that are being referred through our church family, they're going to get first dibs on the seats in the school. Does that make sense? So we're driving this thing in a lot of ways, so we want to thank you for participating. You might have some family here in this area. Maybe you're not satisfied with this, that, and the other. And so this is a new school, a new look, and once again, we're planning to win, not planning to fail. That's what we're planning to do. So, Coach Winburn, one of the things that we were doing last week in his message, it was all about rest. And so Coach Dan did part of the message. I'm going to do the back end of the message so that you can see what's going on with it. And so the title is Rest. And I'm going to get into the back end of that message because it was a great message last week. And so there's ways to get rest, talking about ways to get rest. And so and he broke it down. So first part, there's spiritual rest. So you need to have spiritual rest. And what is that? Meditation and mindfulness. So you get into meditation and mindfulness. In other words, practice quieting your mind through meditation and mindless exercise. Connect with your present moment and find your inner peace. Then the next one is do some spiritual reflection. Engage in prayer and spiritual reflection. Seek guidance. Ask God for comfort and a sense of connection so that you can heal your inner self and build up the power within your inner self. Take nature walks and connect there. You know what? It's really amazing. I just get amazed at the awesomeness of God. When I go outside and I just look at a tree, and maybe it's part because I do photography, and you could look at a tree in the morning, and it looks a certain way if you're looking at the colors. And then in the evening, because the sun's going down and the color's a little bit different, that same tree, the colors on of that tree is different. It's really amazing. And so that's the kind of God we have. It's really amazing. He's an amazing dude. And I just marvel at the greatness and the wonder of his work. Can I get an amen? I just remember, I'm going off a little bit, but I want to make a point of this. I grew up in the inner city of Chicago. And in my brain, when I looked up in the sky, Dan, the biggest thing in Chicago was the Sears Tower. You know what I'm talking about. My cousin's in the house. We are there. So I was on the south. When we moved on the west side, we were a little bit closer. We look up, we see the Sears Tower. We went to the south side. I'm 10 miles away. I can still see the Sears Tower. Asia, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you did. Did you? Oh, it's wonderful. So anyway, so here I am. I get an interview to go to work with IBM in Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, probably. So anyway, I go there, and I go to Boulder, Colorado, and so I had some extra time before my flight left, so I had a little rental car. So I said, let me go up on this mountain. So I go up on this mountain. I'm looking at the mountain. Dan, I said, let me go up on this mountain. So I'm going around and around and around and around and around and around. And see, back then I had that fear of heights. And I'm like, I ain't at the top of the mountain yet. And there's a little itty bitty road, 2 cars couldn't fit on the road. And I stopped and I looked over. I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't good. And I looked down, and those houses in Boulder, Colorado, they were about that big. I couldn't even see the people. I was up so high. I'm like, oh, snap. And then I raised up my eyes, and I was on one mountain, and I could see the next mountain. And I could see the trees, and they were like this big, full trees. They looked like on that mountain. And then I could watch and see that. And I'm sitting there like, dang. If you didn't know that God exists, just go up on a mountain, and it will blow your mind. I was like, dang, and just bless me to see the wonders of God. So go out. I challenge you to go out, look at animals, look at the grass, look at all this stuff, and see the wonderful God. Number 4, journaling. Do some journaling. Write down things that you're grateful for so you can shift the focus from the worries and challenges that you got right now to start appreciating the Spirit of God and understand this deep commitment. Number 6, attend worship and spiritual gatherings. Renew is a place where you can really get some stuff that's going to help you. Coach Winburn does not realize how much he's blessed me by me being a part of this ministry over the years. I know he don't know. I know he don't know, but it's been a blessing. Oh, man. We got a rock star that come in here. I didn't even know. Dadgum, we got the shades on and everything. Oh, man. We're glad you're here. Practice forgiveness. This is a big one, folks. This one is really, really interesting. You really have to practice forgiveness. You got to let go of grudges and all this stuff. I mean, I had this guy when I was younger, and he had eavesdropped on me, and then he was mad. He might have heard me say something or took it out of context. This guy had this issue against me probably for about 10 years until he died. And in fact, I believe that the reason why he died because all of this negative energy in his body, he had these agendas he wanted to tell people. So he was mean and nasty and all this kind of jazz. I believe that killed him. But anyway, get rid of it, folks. You just have to learn to live happy. And then create a sacred space where you can go into your inner place, a quiet area where you can pray and meditate and reflect on your personal sanctuary. So that's on the spiritual side. Next part is on the mental side. You want to make sure that you get some mental rest. Coach Dan talked about it. You need to cut down your time watching the television. I mean the television. You got to leave that stuff alone. I said it the right way. It wasn't a fraudulence. I tell people that. Y'all got to get off the TV because that stuff makes you nuts. Watching YouTube and Facebook and all this social media stuff, we get too much information today, and most of it's a lie, and it ain't even worth anything. So you want to limit your screen time. Number 9, engage in creative activities, drawing, painting, playing music, all this kind of stuff. It fosters your mental escape, and it fosters self-expression. You want to read for pleasure. There are books that you want to read for pleasure. I'm going through this cycle where, every few months or so, I'm reading a book on African-American history for pleasure so that I could understand myself better and understand our history. So just read a book, something that entertain you. Take deep breathing. Practice deep breathing. Just take a deep breath. Just a way of set boundaries and learn how to say no to things. Just learn how to say no to things. Decline taking on all this additional stuff that will cause you to be overwhelmed and preserve your mental energy. Take regular scheduled breaks. You want to take a break. Take a short break throughout the day to reset your focus and prevent mental fatigue. Normally, if I'm working on a project, a real involved project, I'll do it for a while, be really, really focused. Then I have to step away because it messes with me. You know what I'm saying? So I have to step away and do something else, change the game a little bit, and then I can come back, and then I can be focused on it. Declutter your environment. Very, very important. The next part is your physical rest. You want to prioritize sleep. Sleep is very, very important. You have to make sure that you get down into your deep sleep and what's called your REM sleep. And so for the average person, they need somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. You need to have 6 to 8 hours. And so one of the things you want to do is make sure you do that. Make sure you have that quality sleep. One of the things that I did early in is I bought one of these expensive beds. Now, at the time when I bought it, I was like, I was, should I do it? Should I do it? It don't make sense to do it because it cost so much money. But anyway, I bought it, and here's what I realized. First of all, with a traditional bed, you get up, you're still tired. With a traditional bed, when you get up, you're still tired. And so because I invested in this bed, when I get up in the morning, I'm refreshed, number one. I don't feel like my body's been beat up during the night. And number two, literally, I needed 8 hours in the normal bed. I can get away with 7. I'm fully rested. Because what happens is in a more expensive bed, you aren't moving around. Your body's not moving around at night. So wherever you lay, you tend to lay there, and your body, what happens is it has to go down because it does two things. It resets everything. Your mind resets. Your mind cleans itself up when you get down to a deep REM sleep. And then the other thing it does, your cellular repairs, all this stuff is happening when you get into a deep sleep. So it's very, very important that you do that. You want to engage in some exercise. Exercise is very, very important. Coach is really adamant about exercise. I think he started a couple of years ago doing 5 days a week. Now it's every day. I mean, he does his thing every day. He's on the treadmill. He's got a whole routine that he goes through every day. And so do walking, do yoga, do Tai Chi, do stretching. Stretching is very, very important. The older you get, the more you need to stretch. When I was young, I could just jump up and do all that stuff. No. You can do that in your teens. But as you get older, you're going to have to do some stretching because it actually stretching helps you live longer, to be honest with you. Your joints, it gets your joints loose. It breaks up the salts and stuff that could form in your joints. So it's very, very important for you to do. Practice muscle relaxation, tense and relax muscle groups to release your physical tension and promote relaxation. Take power naps. Sometimes I get to a place where I'm just working hard. Nope. I need to take a power nap. Really do. In fact, my daughter's real good about it. My youngest daughter, she got into that, and she just does it to this day. She'll get a time, she'll take an hour nap, and then she's energized to do the stuff she needs to do. Limit your caffeine and your sugar. I know this guy, school teacher. This guy has 3 cups of coffee before he walks in the door with the kids. I'm like, you don't need to be drinking that much coffee. Oh, I need to be ready to meet him. Man, you probably like a dragon if you got 3 cups of coffee. I mean, you way over the top. So anyway, you don't need to have all that coffee. Maybe 1 or 2 cups are fine. And definitely cut back on your sugar. Sugar is a catalyst. First of all, sugar is addictive. It's as addictive as a drug, number one. Number two, it ain't good for your body. There ain't no part of your body that sugar is good for, okay? Sugar in your brain is called HDAD or whatever it's called. Whatever it is, ADHD. I mean, you don't need sugar nowhere, right? And then most of the people, where do they get sugar? I started looking at my sugar intake, and most people get sugar, at least for men, let me talk about me, it's just added through coffee. And so I used to, Asia, I used to do 2 teaspoons of sugar in my coffee. I cut that down, I only do a half a teaspoon now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's too much sugar. People have too much sugar. And so I'm cut back on all that extra sugar. You just don't need that in your life. It's just tearing you apart. The other thing, Coach didn't say this, but I know it's to be true, sugar is a catalyst for cancer. So if you do a lot of sugar, there are people here that was in the church. There's one guy, he used to put about 6 teaspoons of sugar in his coffee. I'm like, what are you doing? You're killing yourself, man. So anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. Maintain your proper hydration. Drink water. I didn't used to drink water. I'm getting better at that. I'm not where I need to be, but I'm drinking more water. Make sure your nutrition is good. You want to make sure you eat a balanced meal. Make sure you stay heavy on your vegetables because that's good. Your green vegetables in particular, because it's going to help you clean your body up, make you stronger, and help you fight all the negative stuff that attacks your body. So make sure you're eating in the right kind of way. Make sure you're in a peaceful environment, folks. You don't need to be in an environment where the music is playing loud and noise is going on all through the day and late at night. When you go to sleep, you don't need all that stuff because the truth of it is it's impacting your subconscious mind. So if you got some of this gangster rap going on that's playing loud all night long, you're going to be impacted by that. You don't need to be doing that stuff. And then practice gentle movements before you go to bed. Do a little stretch before you go to bed, maybe a little yoga to help relax your muscles and help you be prepared for the next day. And then just work on have a routine, folks. Connect with your loved ones. Really, really important. Spend quality time with friends and family. That provides emotional support and fosters a sense of belonging. Family should be very, very important to you. Family should be very, very important to you. So here's what Coach is going to be talking about. He should be up here shortly. Is that, let's see here. I already did this. Let's go back here. So Coach is going to talk about finding out what the late Kevin Samuel meant by buy a dog and die alone. What happened to the rock star? Did he go away, or is he going to help us? We're good on the camera? Okay. Okay. Why does so many fear ending up alone? Let's talk about ever wonder why everyone's so obsessed with dying alone. He's going to talk about, is the fear of dying alone holding you back in love? So Coach Winburn is going to come and talk about those different things. And so one of the things I want to challenge people to do is that this is an in-service day today. And so one of the things that happened, the last time we had an in-service, it was Father's Day, and it was a raucous meeting. It really was. Demetrius, were you here? Yeah, you were here. Yeah, it was. I mean, I'll put it this way. I'll put my cards on the table. When we started the discussion, I was over here. I had an opinion. I was over here. And after hearing everybody talk, it helped me change my point of view. I'm like, folks are bringing out some real good points. And so what am I talking about? Everybody has a point of view based on what? Their experience, how you've been brought up, and then the environment that you're in. And the truth of it is, people come from other experiences, right? They come from other backgrounds, other situations. So it's important that you learn to do what? Hear other people's point of view. Some of my best learning happens when I'm talking to somebody else. Listen here, let me say this. Even if a person does not agree with you, you still learn. You need to be open to learn. Because even if they're wrong, even if you know they're wrong, say, okay, but you have to open up your ears to hear what they're saying. You have to open up your ear to hear they have an objection or they have an issue. You need to hear it because they're saying something to you. You sometimes people get all defensive because a person don't say it the way you want to hear it. Y'all got it? Everybody said that. And so you get defensive and you get all uptight and all this kind of stuff. No, let it go. Hear what they're really trying to say. I've learned so much from people that were against what I was doing. I learned from them, and what it did for me, number one, it taught me how to communicate a little bit better, because maybe I was saying something in such a way that it was creating an objection, or it was creating a resistance. Does that make sense? So I had to learn how to hear what people are saying and understand that it's not really a negative, it's just their point of view. And so I learned how to get through that and be in a different situation. And so so we learn by that. We learn by working with people. And this whole issue, here's the thing about dying. So many people are uptight about dying, but it's kind of funny to me, because this same person, they ain't focused in on their health. Think about it. Think about how ridiculous that is. You're afraid of dying, but you ain't paying attention to your health. You have to pay attention. If you want to live a full life, guess what? You have to pay attention to your health. Right? Does that make sense? So it starts off with, doing the right thing on the front end, eating right. You got to eat right. Coach Winburn talks about that all the time. You got to sleep right. We talked about that. You got to learn how to sleep right. You know, some people, they tell this stuff, and they say, well, Chuck, I got this fat gene. No, you don't. Fried chicken ain't a fat gene. You just ate it because you wanted to eat it. Does that make sense? You ain't got no fat gene. So people, we talked about the sugar thing. I mean, 6 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee. Come on, Doc. That ain't no good. All this stuff we do, binge watching on TV, or the young guys now, they do a lot of video games. Young men, the system, it's really interesting what the internet and all these computers have done. What they've done is they've learned how to market themselves to people. And so with young guys, what they're doing with young guys, they got them hooked on video games and sports betting. Let me say it again. Young guys are hooked on video games and sport betting. Young guys, their mind are gone. They got them into that. And then you got this other group on social media. So you're doing all this stuff, and believe it or not, listen here. The guy that's over TikTok, China don't allow those folks because they know it's toxic. They don't let people, and it's just like drug, TikTok, and everybody wants to dance on the TikTok, you know what I'm saying? They already know it. They created it to soften us up and drug us up. Does that make sense? So what am I saying? People are afraid to die, but their pathway is towards destruction. Their pathway is really towards destruction. So at this point, we got Coach, and he's going to bring the message. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate each and every one of you all today and on this wonderful summer day in the Midwest, Cincinnati, Ohio. And welcome. I guess I should hit, what do I hit here? There you go. Welcome to the Sunday Morning Mastermind Class and Clinic. It will be a clinic today. I guarantee you that. For those who are listening, those who are coming online now, we appreciate each and every one of you all for listening today. We have coffee, Starbucks coffee for each and every one of you all, and just pray that they improve their DEI program and all that kind of stuff. So long as they're doing that, then I think we'll be okay. So each and every one of you all, thank you today. Welcome to the Sunday Morning Mastermind Class, and I'm going to give you at least 60 minutes of teaching today. Is that okay? In the Mastermind Class and Clinic. Dr. Michelle Graves starting next week, and thereafter, we'd like you to start promoting, if you can, at least take 2 or 3 minutes and promote your event that's coming up here on this platform. Because during the week, hundreds of people catch up with the message. So time we get off on Sunday, by the time we get back, hundreds of people have watched our event, our Sunday morning mastermind class. So today is going to be a healing day. It doesn't matter who's here. God only needs one person that's looking for him. He only needs one person. God is looking for people that's looking for him. Is that pretty good? And only one person. Just give me one person. That's a seed, and we'll go from there. Sunday, welcome, Coach Dan Ray. Appreciate you. And Coach Mother of Love is back in town now. She's graced us again here in Zion. And we appreciate Coach Futel and all of you all, and our Vice President. Welcome to Sunday Morning Mastermind class, delight. And we appreciate each and every one of you all. I know y'all, it's a little dusty around here on the campus. I'm going to be hopefully meeting our Vice President once we solidify our board. We want to meet soon because I want to rearrange our campus. We want to rearrange the lower campus. We want to talk about what we're going to do there and just kind of consolidate on the Wayfinder School and try to work on relaunching the ministry. But we're going to do it a little differently. Are you all here with me? So we're not seeking choirs, nursery on Sunday morning. We love children. Well, if we didn't love children, we wouldn't have the Wayfinder School. Did y'all get it? But we're not taking care of nobody's children on Sunday morning. You should take care of your children and be there. You say, well, wow, man, I can't do this. And normally, well, so much for that. We love children. We did the nursery thing. All that is great. It's fine. But the Sunday morning mastermind class is really to move disciples to leaders. We're trying to develop leaders on Sunday. So if you got children, try to find someone to take care of them. You got friends, interact, do that. So let's move on. Let's get to ebook and toolkit is available. We're going to go over that today. And 60 seconds to focus life. And we're just going to move quickly, you all, right into the word of the Lord here. And guess what? There are 3 easy ways to give. I appreciate those that are able to give. And you can go online now. By the way, Coach Futel, people can actually use this without going on the website first. Is that correct? So our people in Philadelphia, Coach Futel, is going to try to take this. I need a copy of this to send to them. And they're going to piggyback off of that. And we're going to get it on the website, too. But you can right now go online, PayPal, SundayConnectCircle.org, and give right now. And then Cash App. This Cash App is available for each and every one of you all. While you're getting your Cash App ready, I'm going to sample some of this stuff that normally Ovetta, I guess she's our vice president. You wouldn't expect the vice president to take out the president, would you? You know, but I heard they tried to kill one vice president a few years ago. So maybe I should let Demetrius sample it first, you know. So, okay, well, we'll sample it. This is a Starbucks coffee. It's here available for each and every one of you all. And we appreciate you. Dr. Brenda, how you doing? Always glad to see one of my best friends. Brenda and I have known each other longer than anybody in this room. Are you all here with me? Anyone in this room. So we appreciate that. Cash App is available. And then we appreciate your giving. And if you could stay steadfast and unmovable and help us until we get through. We have to raise a lot of money in order to finish these renovations. Y'all can see did y'all see the new floor and all the how stuff is coming together and it takes a lot of money to do that. We have to pay for that. Are you all here with me? So Cash App, those who like to give, and your money will help us with the Wayfinder School. It'll help us with our child care center on our lower campus. It'll just help us with some of the costs that we have here, and we appreciate it. Isn't it interesting? Some people, when they used to be your vice president, could tell us, people used to say, oh, Winburn, he don't need no money. God, he's got everything. They don't understand. The people that God bless is already the people that's already blessed. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? If God moved by need, then we wouldn't have no poor people in Africa or India. Did y'all get it? God don't move by need. He moves by faith. Is that pretty good, Sister Ann? He moved by faith. So many times the people who are already blessed, they are the people that are blessed. And he don't need it. No, I don't. Well, India may need it, but you can't give India enough money. They're walking around with cows around them in some places of India, won't even eat them. Not that I got off all animal protein, so I wouldn't eat them neither, I guess, now. So with what I know, did you hear me? Cash App. Well, we're having fun. Let's go on. We got so much to accomplish. Hey, by mail. This is by mail if you want to give today by mail. Let's go back to the Cash App. People say I rushed that. Let's take our time. Give each and every one of you an opportunity to give. And we appreciate whatever you give. In the auditorium, did you pass out any envelopes in the auditorium? Anybody would need any in the auditorium? We got plenty of them over there. We brought hundreds of them. We ran out of them, but we got Cash App. So that's available if you want to give by mail. We have welcome to the Sunday morning mastermind class, and which is designed for you. And let's just move on. Welcome to Sunday morning mastermind class and clinic, which is designed for you and mine, and our foundational scripture. Now, we're going to get into the teaching. Remember the Wayfinder School. I guess these are the promos, and after that, we have the school in here. Is that Mother of Love? Mother of Love is the school. Yeah, put the school up just real quick. We're going to take a few minutes on this. Coming to Cincinnati fall this year, we have a lot of work we're trying to accomplish. It's called the Wayfinder School, new tuition free. By the way, if you live anywhere in Hamilton County, and Hamilton County makes up over almost 900,000 people, you can come to this school. Anyone in Hamilton County can come to the Wayfinder School. However, though, within 3 to 7 miles, College Hill, Mount Airy, North College Hill, Finneytown, North Side, Colerain Township is in this area. But anyone that's in Hamilton County got children that are in the K through 5, and if they are 4-year-old and they take our test assessment, we can get them in the we can promote them to kindergarten so they could take an assessment. So my number is 513-884-7832. If you want to call me, 513-884-7832, and I'll hook you up with the powers. I'll hook you up with the powers to be. Is that okay? So that they can help you with the Wayfinder School. Let me let you see that. Again, call me if you got family, friends, or someone, Dr. Porter, or anyone that needs to, anywhere in Hamilton County. You're a kid, you got children in Hamilton County, Ohio. That's a huge place, Hamilton County. But if you like your kids, it's tuition free. 513-884-7832, Wayfinder School. Okay, let's move on. What's the real deal with dying alone? We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Is that okay, everybody? All this stuff about you hearing. Have y'all, matter of fact, Rochelle Bankhead how many of y'all know Rochelle? Rochelle was telling me she was texting me. She says, I hear this all the time about people dying alone. It's a big deal, you all. People just talk about, I don't want to die alone. What do all this stuff mean? And if you listen to our messages, Coach Futel, our messages are pretty much what you hear on video. They're talking about dying alone, cheating, and all this kind of stuff. We try to help people deal with those issues, deal with the human issues. So what is the real deal with dying alone? Let's discuss the truth today. Is fear of dying alone holding you back in love? Here's one. Ever wonder why everyone that you know is so obsessed with dying alone? Here's one. Why do so many fear ending alone? Let's talk about the truth of that. Confronting loneliness. We're going to help you today. You're going to find out if you're lonely today in one form or another. Worried about facing the end without a companion. People have this issue around companionship. They feel they have to have a companion. Find out here it is. Well, we're going to answer that now. Find out what the late Kevin Samuels meant by buy a dog, and die alone. Well, what he was really trying to say, y'all know he provoked people to discussion. What he was trying to say, if you don't get a high-valued relationship and willing to make some changes in those relationships, you might as well buy a dog and die alone. But today I'm going to kind of refute Kevin Samuel's concept. I'm saying whether you have a high value or low value person, it's not necessary that you need to depend on them as it relates to your being alone. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? So other than that, that's Kevin Samuels. Now let's get into this. All the resources are in the ebook is available for each and every one of you all. And 60 Seconds to Focus Life. Now, here's some of the foundational scriptures. So today we're going to ask, are you afraid of dying alone? Do you fear facing death and solitude? How to overcome the fear of dying alone? Why are so many people afraid of dying alone? What makes the thought of dying alone so terrifying? Well, can I just help everybody right now? And then we don't have to take up a lot of time, Lisa, on that. Everybody is going to die alone. Even Jesus on the cross died alone. Although hundreds of people were around him, he still had to die alone. It was still him and God. When it all comes down to it, you will die alone. Everybody, can we all get that? Can we settle that now? I want my loved ones around. Jesus was kind of telling Mary and Martha to shut up, stop doing all that stuff around the cross, all that crying and weeping, and he couldn't even hardly die alone. They were making so much noise. They were making so much noise, he was getting distracted with his Father. But let's read here. Here's our foundational scriptures. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. How many of y'all know I will strengthen thee? Yea, I will help you, and I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Here's one. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage, everyone, and be not afraid, and neither be dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee. How many of y'all believe God is with you? And it says, lo, I'll be with you. This morning, by the way, I wake up now every morning, a couple times each morning before I officially get up. And I get up on the side of the bed and I say, Lord, what are you trying to say to me? And at 5:15 this morning, I awakened and got on the bed and I said, what are you trying to say? What do you want to tell me? Surely I'm thankful. By recognizing God speaking to you, it's automatic that you thank him. You know you thank him because you wouldn't recognize him. Most people don't even recognize him. So just by acknowledging the Lord, right there, you're giving thanksgiving. And so guess what happened? I did what I had to do, went to the restroom, but guess what happened? Just a few minutes later, the Lord spoke to me what he wanted to say to me. Guess what he said to me? My grace is sufficient for you. And that's what he said. He says, my grace is sufficient for you. And he told me this morning, and I got my robots to pull up the scripture and all that in the morning. You know, I should be asleep, but God was talking, because it's the only time God may want to talk to y'all. But you gotta acknowledge him. And then I pulled up my scriptures, and guess what he said? Your limitations and your struggles and your weaknesses are, I'm going to grace you in spite of all of your limitations and all of your weaknesses. I want you to turn them over to me, because my glory and my grace is going to sustain you. Somebody ought to say yes. Won't you say, his grace is sufficient for thee? And that's all I need to know is that it's unmerited favor. And that's what he spoke to me this morning. So I want to say it to you again. If you get up twice that day in the morning, ask again, what are you trying to say to me? And then after I was satisfied that his grace was sufficient for me. And then it talked about even in your infirmities and even in your limitations, even in your struggles. He said, my grace is sufficient for thee, and my glory is going to sustain you in that situation. Is that an answer for everybody today? Did you get your answer? His grace is sufficient for thee. Let's go on. We've got a lot to accomplish. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, there it is. I'm with you always, even to the end. And we have to practice the presence of God. How do you practice the presence of God? By acknowledging him like that. Every time you get up in the morning, 2 or 3 times, maybe. And if you don't get up, that's you ought to question why God ain't getting you up. Or I just sleep through the night. Well, see, maybe you ought to set your clock at a certain time, because maybe he's not speaking to you, So if you're getting up in the morning, that means he's saying he's got to say something to you. Some people, I just sleep through the night. Well, you better put your clock on at 4 o'clock a.m. and get up and say, Lord, what do you want? Did y'all hear what I'm saying? So some people say, I sleep through the night. Maybe he's not speaking to you. Okay. Is that pretty good? Let's go on. Okay, be strong and of good courage, and fear not. There it is again. Nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he is that doeth go with you. He will not fail you. Let's go on. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Is that pretty good? I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, or principalities, or powers, or things present, or things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus. You all pulling together? Anybody on Facebook today want to let me know? I'd like to acknowledge you. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. Is that a pretty good? All these scriptures, whither shall I go? See, people feel that whither shall I go from your spirit, or whether shall I flee from thy presence? If I send up into heaven, he's there. If I make my bed in hell, he's there. Behold, thou hell may not sound so bad now since we know God's there. Is that pretty good? That's pretty good. Did y'all see that there? It says, behold, thou art there. And if I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand be. You can't escape God's presence. And so practice his presence, Lord. Just stop and momentarily and say, Lord, I practice your presence. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and content with all things, and I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Okay, we're loneliness. Now, how many of y'all ready right now to go right deep into this mastermind class? Now, before I go there, let me pull up on my phone. I forgot to tell y'all this. Let me pull up on this phone here just for a moment. I got to work this new technology. Just give me a second and let me pull it up. And I want to read to you all next week's message. We didn't have all week long, the last 3 days, you all, this message has been working on my heart. And do you know what inspired it? It was something that Coach Futel said today. Do you all remember when we were here on Father's Day? Dr. Porter, you missed Father's Day. She missed Father's Day. Father's Day was something. And that other group, that crazy group, need to come on back too. That group. But on Father's Day, I couldn't answer this question. And we're moving pretty good now. We're in the flow. I could not answer this question because all of this is part of a mastermind class and clinic. See, you can get away with doing what I'm doing here because it's about teaching. This ain't bringing a sermon and we got to stick to the script. No, this is what is called a mastermind class and clinic. How many of y'all went to college or been to college in one way or another? Or you've been to school? You know how school works, right? You work with the professor. So I couldn't answer this question. Let me pull it up. And and Kim, and she's not even here today. God bless her. Where is she at? God bless her. She's going to leave all them crazy people alone that she deal with. She deal with some crazy people, and we all do from time to time. But I couldn't answer this question, you all. Let me just step out here. I couldn't answer this question. I knew something wasn't just totally, is this right? Well, I don't want to get out of frame. I done moved that over. Well, let me just throw this over here so we won't, can y'all see me pretty good? I think he had it laid out right. Maybe it should be here. Is that okay, everyone? Is that better? Okay, I couldn't answer this question but I can answer. But we want to answer it next week. The Lord be with us. Let me pull it up. Now, this happened to come to me this week. This is this week, and Coach Futel was talking about whatever happened on that Father Day got Coach Futel's attention because he called me, and he saw something that was brewing that maybe when we relaunch, because we need to relaunch, and but we got resources to do it, but I want to talk to our vice president and we get another board member on about rearranging our campus and so we can make some money off of the lower campus, more money than we are, so we can do what we need to do, get resources. But listen to this. This came up, and I couldn't answer it at that time. Where's Coach Dan Ray? Because I want him to hear this. That's right. You coming back in? Okay, that's great. Here it is. So y'all ready? Now, this came to me this week. I got this early, I don't know, start working on me after I got back from Columbus. I said, well, Lord, what are you saying for next week? I know this week was on loneliness. And we're going to redeem our times here on this message on loneliness. But listen, y'all ready? So Kim asked the question over there, right sitting on my left, why do men cheat all the time? Do y'all remember that question, something like that? Why do men? She didn't say why people cheat. She blamed it on men. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? So, but that's okay. So here's some of the promos that y'all going to get next week. We ought to have a packed next week on Facebook and YouTube, and hopefully people ought to show up on this one. We haven't advertised. Of course, if I had this on the radio, y'all know when I go on radio, people will pack to get in here. I have that, God just put that oil on me. If I go on radio, put that on it, we'll have it packed on this message. If I come up with this message on Lee Ware show or another, y'all know they'll be here. Y'all ready? Let's get to it. Come on. So here's the promo for the first Sunday in July. Y'all ready? Promo number 1, why men cheat on their wives. Learn this Sunday, a mastermind class. Promo number 2, why women cheat on their husbands. Learn in this Sunday mastermind class. Number 3, why people cheat on each other in relationships. Learn in this Sunday mastermind class. Promo 4, does everyone cheat in their relationships? Learn this Sunday mastermind class. Now, I'm going to make a confession. This is, ooh, Lord, this ought to go viral. I've cheated in my relationships before. Oh, my God. And we're going to define what cheating is, too. Let's go on. Here it is. Does everyone cheat on in their relationships? I know y'all ain't going to like what I'm getting ready to say. I might as well stir it up before next week. Does everybody cheat in their relationships? Yes. Oh, my God. All the bishops and the elders are going to call me on the carpet. Here's one, promo number 5. How to get healed from cheating on wives and husbands and others in your relationship. Learn this Sunday mastermind class. Have you ever cheated before? Promo number 6. Is there help for people who cheat in their relationships? Learn the answer this Sunday mastermind class. And why does your boyfriend or girlfriend cheat on you? Learn in this Sunday mastermind class. Y'all think that'll be a good subject? So y'all, and I finally got the answer, but I'm not going to tell you today. I finally got the answer. In all my 74 years in life, I didn't understand why I cheated. Are you all here with me? Ooh, you say, boy, Whitburn is laying it out here today. This ought to go viral. What do y'all think? Yeah, bro, they take that. When I run for the next campaign, I'll say he cheated in his relationships. Are you all here with me? Well, the people who will be running the campaign against me, they cheated in theirs. And we're going to talk about cheating next week. Is that okay? This is it's all over the internet. Y'all see it? Am I making this up? Y'all see it? Everybody see it? So we're going to talk about cheat. I had a friend I was talking to last night, and they were trying to figure out my answer. Please give me the answer. They begged me, oh, I want the answer. I got to have the answer. And they came up with all kinds of stuff. Most of the stuff we come up with about cheating are symptoms, you all. But it's not the root of the problem. We're going to find out why people cheat. And I'm going to help everybody in here. And I'm not trying to indict you. Now, you can get real religious if you want to and say, Satan, the Lord God, rebuke you, Charlie Winburn. But everybody in here, in one form or another, has cheated in their relationship. And I'm going to lay it out next week. Is that okay? And don't go home and tell your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, because they're going to get mad at me. Because the first thing they're going to say, the devil is a lie. They're going to bring the devil in it now. Are you all here with me? Well, the guilty will always bring the devil in, won't they? Okay, how did I get there? Now, so let me get this, and then this gets right into the message. I had something else. So why is it, I wrote this. This is on why is it, what's the real deal behind dying alone? What's the real deal? Who do we have so I can recognize it? Do we have anybody? Is anybody on today? Summer? When summer comes, people disappear, do whatever they need to do. But next week, y'all cheaters get in here next week. We're going to deal with cheating next week. Cheaters, who do we have here? And we have here with us Blessed or Messy. She's here today. Or Rosemary. Rosemary, I thought, is that Rosemary? Is that that's a different Rosemary. Rosemary, is that Henry? We appreciate that. And okay, and Alfred Beasley. Yeah. Man, that's good to see him. I love that brother. He's just a great brother. And also the shades of you I wear today. God bless you. And others will be coming on. Hey, what's the real fear, you all, of dying alone? Can y'all look at me? Thank y'all for coming out today. I appreciate you. Number one is you have depended on others for your happiness, and it's now gone. You've depended on other people for your happiness. Now it's gone. You are involved in emotional. Today, y'all going to hear a new word in the mastermind class. Get ready for it. It's called emotional idolatry. Everybody say emotional idolatry. Say it again. Another word y'all going to learn, emotional idolatry. I'm going to define it later on. And people reject you now. And then finally, you built your security on depending on others to make you happy, and now it's faded away instead of depending on God. Is everybody still here today? Okay. Today, I want us to talk about a powerful truth found in the Word of God. And I'm going to spend 20 minutes on this, about being alone and being lonely. And many people understand these two concepts, but the Bible offers us wisdom that we can transform our perspective. God said y'all working with me, everybody? God said in Genesis 2:18, listen what the Lord said. I didn't say this. He says it's good for man. It says it's not good for man to be alone. But look what it is. I will make him a helpmeet for him. What did God really mean by that? This verse reminds us that God himself recognized that solitude in itself isn't bad. It's not a bad thing to be alone. Did y'all hear me? In fact, being alone is a blessing, a time for reflection and growth and purpose. But what God was emphasizing is that being alone is not the same thing as being lonely. Everybody's got to get this. It's not the same thing. He designed us for community, for connection, and for relationship. That's what God designed us for. And let's look at the story of Adam. How many of y'all know when God created Adam, he gave him a purpose, a calling, a work to do. Now, I want to thank Coach Futel. Matter of fact, I'm going to dedicate this message, is everybody still with me? Stop texting your girlfriend and your boyfriend. When you get through with today's message, you're going to see they can't do nothing for you. You know, so stop. You'll find out ain't much to that neither. Come on back next week, because on the cheating piece, it's going to bless you why people cheat. It's going to bless you why I've cheated in my life over the years. in relationships, it's just going to bless you. And you won't get too many men of God to say what I just said, because they're lying if they say they haven't. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? And I haven't defined the definition of what cheating is yet, but you're going to find out what it means. And you're going to find out that you've cheated too. Oh, Winburn cheated. And then some of y'all want to say, I just want to be nosy. Has he ever cheated on his wife? Well, come back next week and I'll give you the answer. Can y'all come back next week and I'll give you the answer? Hey, Brenda, that was slick. I know what people are thinking. Yo, come on back next week and get the answer. So let's go on. So how many of you all know I'm going to dedicate this to Coach Futel. I met Coach Futel several years ago, and he gave us this video that we used in the men's ministry here about Miles Monroe, and it talks about, and I got eight, y'all got to give me 20 good minutes on the foundation before we even go there. Is that okay? So I really got to finish this. So it was Coach Futel that gave us a video by Miles Monroe, which actually was titled A Man's Work versus a Man's Job. Did you get it? And that actually video brought a whole lot of us men together, because a man had to know there's a difference between his work and his job. So do you know what a man's work is? So this is what God gave Adam in the Garden of Eden. He gave him his work first. Y'all think it's a woman. No, that's his job. Y'all laugh. Because that's a job. That's hard work. That's a hard job. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? I knew I'd make y'all laugh. Are we having fun already? Okay, so God, guess what? God gave Adam his work. What is a man's work? It's what God has called him to do. It is what every man, every male, every man that God has made, God first, and I know y'all don't like it. Some of my liberal friends, and I got liberal friends, and I got them, they way out there, and I love women, and I have no problem with women. Well, everybody supposed to have a problem with a woman because we disagree with you sometimes. I disagree with most men most of the time. But God, guess what the work is? The work is God's calling on your life. This is for a man. We're talking about a man right now. And then Adam's calling, what was Adam's work? His work was to keep the Garden of Eden. And by the way, when Adam was keeping the Garden of Eden, guess what? He was to keep the atmosphere. He was to keep the atmosphere holy and sovereign unto God. That was his work. And he got so caught up into his work that he really didn't need a woman. There was no such thing as a woman at that time. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? And a man's job is what he gets paid for and what somebody else can pay you for. But a man's work, when a man has a work, that doesn't mean necessarily he gets any money for that, because he'll do it whether you paid him or not. Have you ever met some people, they'll do their work for you, and you don't even have to pay them many times, because that's their work. But a job, so there's a difference between a work and a job, and we'll talk about more. Let's go on. So there's a distinct difference between a man's job. What he does for compensation is his job. His work is his divine calling. What has God called you to do, man? What is your purpose, man, on earth? And a lot of men all over the world and in America, the majority of men that you all know have squandered their calling. They are just running through life on a job, but don't even know what their work is. And you wonder why there's so many young men that have no focus in life, because you're teaching your children to get a job, especially the male sons. You teach them to get a job, but they never know what their calling is. Every male child has a calling. A woman has a calling too, but it's on a different dimension. But right now, we're talking about Adam. Let's go on. So guess what? Adam was caught up in his divine purpose that he was not lonely. Well, I want to go back here. There's a distinction between a man's job, what he does for compensation, and his work, which is his divine calling. That means his purpose on earth. And Adam's work was to tend to the Garden of Eden, to steward God's creation. If you're going to marry a man, you're going to date a man and with view toward marriage, and vice president, you understand, the first question you ought to ask that man, what has God called you to do? I'm not talking about you being an engineer or electrician or a janitor, or what has he called you to do? What is your purpose? And I will tell you this, 10 out of 10 times, the man cannot tell you his calling. And 10 out of 10 times, because he hasn't spent no time with God to hear what God has to say. What has God called you to do? And most men don't know. Most young boys don't know. Their fathers don't know. And then you got the women and in many of the homes raising the young boys and teaching them to go get a job, but they never discover their purpose or discover their work. What is your work? If you're going to marry a man, you ought to marry a man that has a divine calling on his life. You ought to know his work so that when God makes you a helpmeet, you can support his work. And 9 times out of 10, you cannot support a man because he ain't got no darn work. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? And Adam was so caught up in his divine purpose that he was not lonely. He just was alone, but not lonely. He was fulfilling what God had placed in his heart. Yet even in his perfect state, God saw that it was not good for Adam to be alone in the way that left him incomplete. So everybody needs to know a wife is not a man's work. She is not his calling or purpose. Not at all. Did y'all? And matter of fact, you can marry a woman or a wife who does not help you with your work. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? And then you still are going to be alone. So what did God do? He made a helpmeet for Adam, even not because Adam needed someone just to keep him company, but because 2 are better than 1. How many of y'all know 2 are better than 1? Boy, how about it? I got to move quickly. 2, won't y'all say 2 are better than 1? And when God gave Eve to Adam, he was showing us that sharing life with others enhance our journey. It's a partnership. It's support. It's mutual purpose. So living alone in terms of fulfilling our purpose can be a good thing. It could be a season of growth and reflection and focus, but it's crucial to remember that no one is meant to be an island unto themselves. No one is meant to be alone until the day they die. However, over the years, the concept of being alone has been perverted into this negative thing. Many have come to believe that they must have a man or woman to be whole. That's where this Kevin Samuels stuff is coming from. And I like how many of y'all like Kevin Samuels? I really liked him. They say he was against women and all that. Well, you know, he had his own opinion. But let me tell you, Kevin Samuels was always talking about dying alone. And to my knowledge, and please understand, I don't have all the facts, I heard he didn't die alone. He died, but he didn't die alone. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? So many, however, over the years, the concept of being alone has been perverted into something negative. And many have come to believe that they must have a man or woman to be whole. They turn relationships into idols, worshiping them sexually and emotionally, thinking that without someone, they are incomplete. That's what your problem is. Your problem is that you're afraid to die. You have turned the other human being and a man or woman into this idol. And that's what we're going to talk momentarily about, emotional idolatry. So the truth is your worth and completeness comes from God first. How many of y'all believe that? A healthy relationship is a blessing. It is not the source of your identity or fulfillment. When we rely solely on others to fulfill our voids, we set ourselves up. We set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, we should find our true wholeness in Christ and allow him to guide us into a healthy purpose. In conclusion on this part, we need to embrace your season of solitude. It's okay to have periods of being alone. That's okay as an opportunity for growth and clarity and purpose. And cherish the relationship that God brings into your life, but do not let the absence of a partner define your happiness or worth. I don't have a partner. I don't have a man. What do you need one for? With all the stuff they got and creative stuff now, what do you need a man for? And a woman for? Let me leave that alone. All these mirrors and I'm going to let, because Dr. Sister Porter is here today. This one brother got a mirror all up at his house. And I'm scared. They had handcuffs in there. I had to leave because I was scared they handcuffed me. I didn't know why he had 10 different pairs of handcuffs in this place. 10. And I said, let me get out of here before they have me hung up in here. Big old mirror went up in the ceiling, bed in the center of the room. I said, this ain't the right place for me at all. Did y'all hear me? No, anyway. So remember, God created us for community. Everybody, come on, say community, for connection, for purpose, and when we walk in his plan, and let us walk confidently in God. Now, here's what I want to get to. I'm going to get rid of that so we can move quickly. I want to get into emotional idolatry, but I want to talk about being alone real quick. Being alone is a choice or a situation where you are physically by yourself. It can be positive, peaceful, productive experience, often a deliberate decision to spend time alone. So being lonely is an emotional state characterized by feelings of sadness, isolation. It can occur even when you are physically around others. Do you not know you could be in a crowd and still feel alone? I don't. But people tell me they could have a lot of people around. So what are some of the characteristics of living a lonely life? Let's just take 1 minute on that. Feeling misunderstood, lack of meaning in social interaction, experiencing sadness or depression, feeling empty, having a sense of alienation, avoiding social situations, feeling that no one truly cares, experiencing. And by the way, I hate to tell y'all something. A lot of people that have decided to live alone, most of these people, they just can't get along with nobody. And I can see why you need to live alone in a sense. You can't get along with nobody. You left your husband, you left your wife, you left your children, left your boyfriend, because can't nobody get along with you. It's all about you. And that's why I've got to talk. If I don't talk about anything else here today, I'm going to talk about emotional idolatry in a moment. And what we may do, guess what I may do, is cut some of this short, and because I've already defined loneliness, and I'll leave at the end, hopefully about 10 minutes of solutions. How's that? Can I do that? So I'm gonna cut and splice real quick here. Is this helpful, everybody? So what is being loneliness? Is experiencing low self-esteem, living in regret, feeling like an outsider, struggling with trust issues. You can't trust nobody. Lack of support, during difficult times, experiencing feelings of helplessness, having difficulty expressing emotions. I want to say it again. There's a lot of people that's living alone because they can't live with nobody. And I hate to tell you, they mean, they nasty, they ugly, they left their husbands, left their wives, left their children, and you probably need to be by yourself. I can understand why you're so lonely. Now, what are some of the characteristics of just living alone? Just living alone. Flexibility in daily schedules, ability to focus on personal goals, No need to compromise on your lifestyle because you live alone. You got solitude. You got peace. You're building a stronger relationship between yourself and God. You're gaining clarity on personal priorities. You're learning to enjoy one's own company. But to say I'm going to live alone and I don't need nobody, how many of y'all understand something is wrong with that? And when I hear a man or woman say, I don't need no woman, right there are red flags to me. I don't need a man. Then who do you need then? I don't need a woman. Who do you need? And then I hear some of my sisters say, oh, it's just me and Jesus. Well, let me come to your house and let me look around in various places and we'll find the real Jesus. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay. Some of the guys say, like I said, this guy, oh man, it's just me and Jesus up here. Then why do you have 10, you got chains, 10 pair of handcuffs, a stick and a whip? What? But it's just you and Jesus. Are you going to the cross or something? I mean, what are you doing? Is everybody here? Y'all know who I'm talking about. No, I'm just having fun. Okay. So, are we having some fun, everybody? Let me leave this alone because we got to have some fun. Now, here's what I got to get to. I've got to get to this. I want to spend at least, if I don't do anything else, you all, 15 minutes on emotional idolatry. My whole message today on all the stuff, let me hear this. I got it right here. On all the stuff that we've talked about, let me just show you really where this message is going. If I could find it here, I know I got it. It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. All of the stuff that we have here today. Just take a minute on this. Y'all ready? All this stuff, all these promos today centers on emotional idolatry. I'm going to get to it, to the root of the problem, why people are struggling with being lonely and afraid to die alone. Here it is. Okay, some of the stuff. What's the real deal with dying alone? Yeah, we know it's fear. Emotional idolatry. We're going to talk about that. Is fear of dying alone holding you back in love? Ever wonder why everyone's so obsessed with dying alone? It's all tied to emotional idolatry, which I'm going to define in one moment. Why do so many fear ending up alone, confronting loneliness, even loneliness and all this stuff, worried about facing the end without a man or a woman? I gotta have me a man. I gotta give me a woman, and I would love to give a good example of well, let me leave this alone. What this woman did to this young boy. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna even bring it up here today. Are you all here with me? It's amazing what people do, you all, to find love in the wrong places. Now, here it is, you all. So why so many fear ending up alone? And you ever wonder why everyone's so obsessed with dying alone? Well, let me tell you what it's rooted in. Are you ready, Coach Futel and Coach Dan? It's emotional idolatry. Now, let's talk about what emotional idolatry is. We got 15 good minutes, maybe 20. I'm going to leave the last 10 on some solutions. Is this okay? Let's talk about you. How many of y'all have ever heard that word before, emotional idolatry? Probably haven't heard of it, right? Well, you heard of it today. That's part of it. I didn't create it. There's nothing new under the sun. But we're going to talk about emotional idolatry so you could get healed. This is all about your healing. Those in the auditorium, it's all about your healing. If nobody else gets healed, those who's listening to me on Facebook and YouTube and in the auditorium, if nobody else, if you get healed, that's worth it. Y'all ready, everybody? Emotional idolatry is emotional dependency on others for validation. Y'all better get it. You don't need, now I know this is tough, for someone else to validate you. When God has created you before the validation of the world, that is your validation. And I hear people, we used to go to meetings, and young men and women, we would get up in service, and they would call us up to speak in our lives and say, no one ever validated you. And nobody, yes, everybody has been validated. They just didn't know. God has validated every one of us. But here's what happened. Relying excessively on other person's approval or validation to feel emotionally secure, often disregarding their feelings and well-being. This creates an imbalance where your happiness depends on someone else's moods and potentially causing them emotional strain. So let me tell you why most of y'all are afraid to die alone, because you got to have somebody else there, because you're involved in emotional idolatry. You have made your emotions to become an idol unto itself, and it has become all about you. And people leave their relationships because they don't feel validated by the husband or the wife, seeking emotional satisfaction at the cost of others' feelings. Seeking the emotional satisfaction at the cost of others' feelings. That is emotional idolatry. Emotional idolatry is self-centeredness. Have y'all ever been in a relationship with anybody? It was just all about them. It's all about them. It's all about them, and they telling you everything. They are involved in emotional idolatry, and guess what? When you don't give them what they want, they tear you down, devalue you, call you out of your name, tell you how messed up you are, and it's all about them. And I hate to tell you, majority, if not almost of all relationships, got this emotional idolatry involved. And when you don't give them what they want in the relationship, they're going to withhold their little love they got. You ain't getting none. We ain't going to give you anything. It's emotional idolatry. And we're in a world right now, it is all about people's own validation and their emotions, and they don't even care. We got people taking people to hotels, you all, and meeting people online, and knowing they got AIDS and giving someone else AIDS in the sexual relationship and leaving that person infested with AIDS in the room because it's all about them. When you are involved in emotional idolatry, you don't care about anybody else but yourself. Is everybody here with me today? Is this too much? Is this too heavy? No wonder you can't die alone. No wonder you feel so lonely. You're caught up in this idolatry because your emotional idolatry as self-centeredness. Emotional idolatry, using others as emotional fuel. Dependence on others' negative or positive emotions, states to stimulate your own feelings. For example, provoking someone to be upset, to feel more alive. Do you know there's people that get pleasure? Oh, by the way, we got mass killers here in America. They just get pleasure out of beating up folk and killing people. They actually do it. And by the way, downtown, I know they're going to get upset with me, the city leaders. I'm telling y'all, downtown is not safe. Downtown, I've had a friend of mine get beat up twice downtown. Now we just had a man, matter of fact, I hate to tell y'all, it's not a lot of safe places almost here, but I'm telling y'all, they trying to cover up downtown. And this man the other day, one man got killed, another one got killed. It's not, because people come from other communities, many times downtown. And we got these young kids, they're so angry, and they're into emotional idolatry, and they don't mind just to beat up a person, to beat them up for no reason at all. Emotional exploitation. Are we still on the air? Okay. Manipulating others' emotions to gain personal comfort, disregarding emotional boundaries, ignoring or dismissing or the emotional limits others set to satisfy your own need for your own emotional affirmation. Emotional codependency. All this is idolatry. And you know, that's probably been one of my issues in relationships. I never, ever got attached to anyone in my relationships. And that's why I was able to be able, when they walked away, it didn't hurt me. And it didn't hurt me that much. Oh, you won't get attached. Matter of fact, our clinical psychologist was telling me years ago, well, you just got attachment issues. Yeah, I do. I ain't getting attached. I do. I was able to admit to the clinical, no, I'm not getting attached. I'm saying, well, that's your wife. I'm not getting attached to her. I'm not getting attached to my children. I'm not getting attached to you or the bishop or the apostle, because anytime y'all get ready to leave, I am not going to be out here crying and holding my head down and cry, oh, Lord, they left me. No, because I'd had abandonment issues when I was in the foster home, and I've learned to defend. I learned to keep myself from getting attached, because when you're attached to somebody, you need them for validation. And I was able not to get I didn't need to be validated by wife, children, uncles, daddy, and then the clinical psychologist said, that's a problem. No, it is not my problem. It's y'all's problem. Somebody ought to say amen. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Dr. Hill will tell you, it doesn't matter. People leave me, go. I don't give a dog's. You understand what I'm saying? Emotional codependency. It's an unhealthy attachment. I have no problem being assigned to someone to help them get where they got to go. If somebody's assigned to me, but to be attached to me, because let me tell you what happened. When people are attached to you, they will abuse you. When you're attached to someone, you need their validation. You need their approval. And that's what you got going on in a lot of marriages. And folk can't leave each other. Folk can't get clarity in marriages and relationships because everybody's so attached that they need each other. And I hear people say, oh, I don't know what I would do if you died. I'm telling you what they would do. They will marry somebody else. But I hear people say that, oh, if you left, what would I do? I don't see too many people jumping in no casket trying to be with you when you go. Did you hear? I had a friend of mine, one of his wives died, and everybody criticized him because he married 3 weeks later. What does it matter whether he married 3 weeks later or 3 years later? It ain't none of your business. Oh, he must have been going with somebody. It ain't none of your business. But why would he lay around? His wife is dead now. Why did he want to lay around and wait for a 3-year period so people wouldn't think he was going with somebody else? In 3 weeks, he was married. He got married so quick, I couldn't even prepare for the wedding. You know, really, it happened so quick, and it was little. Did you hear me? And people say, well, how could you move your emotions from one person to another? Well, when someone is dead, they're dead. They're gone right there. I know your emotions many times. Codependent. Here's one. Idolatry of personal feelings, worshiping your own emotional state as the most important aspect of life, regarding how your actions affect others. Your feelings become a god. You have made your feelings a god that must be satisfied at anybody's expense. Have y'all ever been with a guy and this guy's it's just all about him, and he ain't all that? He ain't all that. But he wanted to make you feel bad. And then he goes from woman to woman. And he messes up everywhere he goes. It's all about him. And then when you listen to him, it's all about how women have mistreated him. Then we have the flip side. We got women that emotionally manipulation for self-comfort, using guilt and shame and other emotional tactics to compel others to make you feel better. And prioritizing emotional fulfillment. Here's one, emotional idolatry. Here's a big one, you all. Emotional narcissism. Destroying, you will destroy. The Bible says a wise woman, I'm going to add woman and a man today. A wise woman and a wise man buildeth their house, but a foolish man and a foolish woman plucks down their own house with their own hands. That these people that will divorce and just walk away from their relationships and abuse you in the process, they are nothing but emotional narcissists. And I hate to tell you, most of these women and men in the church has bred a group of narcissists, and all of them hide behind certain niceties or complexities of Jesus. But you marry these people are mean as hell. They are hard to get along with. It's all about them, and it's all about their narcissism, and it's all about their self-control and their manipulation, and they want to have their way. Is everybody here with me? Y'all know I'm telling the truth this morning. Enslaving others to your emotional, forcing and pressing others to meet your emotional cravings, and having your spouse to do crazy stuff that is crazy. Emotional self-idolatry is emotional idolatry. Emotional sacrifice of others for personal comfort is emotional idolatry. Disregarding for mutual emotional well-being, neglecting the importance of reciprocal emotional care. It's all about them. When I was here early in the ministry, in the early ministry days, we had hundreds of people that we were doing counseling, and we were the women were complaining most of the time, says in the relationship, all these men want to do, all my husband want to do, he just want to get off, have sex, and turn over and go to sleep, and I'm left by myself. You know, that's a narcissist. That's a person that was not sensitive to his wife. And we had to deal with so many issues around men and their narcissism, and men around their inability to be sensitive to their wives and to be caring for the wives. But when you're involved in emotional idolatry, it's all about you. And that's why you can't even die alone. You can't, because it's all about you. That's why you're afraid to die alone. That's why you're afraid to be by yourself. That's why you're afraid to be alone, because you got to have someone. And that's why Kevin Samuels dealt with all these people, millions of these people that were called into the late Kevin Samuels show, because many of them, yes, I want a high-valued man, I want a high-valued woman, but it was all about you. You didn't really want them. You wanted emotional idolatry. You want somebody to make you feel good at any cost, and you don't care. Requiring others to feel bad to make you feel good. Have you ever been around those people? Desiring or provoking negative emotions in others to enhance your own emotional state. This is a form of emotional idolatry where your happiness depends on others' suffering. Do you not know there are people that love you to suffer? All y'all got to look at some of the politicians, y'all. Just look around the people that are insensitive to the people that on Social Security and Medicaid, and the people that are struggling in our communities. Just look around all over you all. Look at the emotional idolatry. There are people that love other people. They want other people to suffer. That's how slavery is a result of emotional idolatry, to hurt other people and put other people down. Tell me, you all, how can you be such a good person and you're a slave master and you're raping somebody else's wife? You're raping somebody's daughter, and you're raping sons. We had slave masters, you all, that were involved in sodomy. They were involved in raping the young boys and raping the young girls and raping the mother. And then guess what? Raping many times the men. And then they called themselves Christians. They called themselves followers of Christ. And now everybody wants to recognize, look at the emotional idolatry. It's like slavery never even happened. They want it to go away now because they know it's such a bad thing, and you are such a bad, ornery, nasty, mean, low-down person to put somebody in slavery. You are a person that I'm just amazed that God would even allow you to live on this earth, putting other people in slavery. And now you want to cover it up with certain niceties or complexities. like slavery never happened. And we're such decent and honorable people, raping young girls, raping little boys, raping the mother, raping the mother, raping their mother, raping their husband, and beating them and killing them and castrating them. And you call yourself a Christian? Yeah, you are a Christian, but you're not a follower of Jesus Christ. Emotional control and power play. I'm almost there. Manipulating others, the feelings to maintain control over others, you all. Emotional idolatry, almost there. Unhealthy emotional, overwhelming, entangled emotional dependence. Elevating personal feelings above true reality. Emotional idolatry as a form of spiritual moral idolatry. Worshiping your own emotional state. Are you living with someone or been with someone that worship their own emotional state or dependence on others as it were a divine and ultimate truth? This misplaced reverence distorts healthy emotional relationships and personal growth. All these calls in on the late Kevin Samuels show, and I liked him. I want to let you know, everybody I want to get a high-valued woman. I want a high-valued man. And I hate to tell y'all, all of it was rooted, most of it is rooted in, guess what? Emotional idolatry. It's all about you feeling good about yourself. So what do we do about emotional idolatry? Is a psychiatric problem. Let's just call it what it is. How do we handle a psychiatric problem? So emotional idolatry involves elevating personal emotional needs to a divine status, often leading to unhealthy dependence, manipulation, or regard for others' feelings. It fosters a dynamic where others are exploited and sacrificed emotionally to sustain one's own happiness and sense of worth. That's why you really should know why you want to get married. Why do you really, really, really want to be married? Why do you want to get married? Why do you want to do that? And next week, when we talk about cheating, I'm going to put in there, really, what is marriage all about? I'm going to bless y'all next week on marriage. Can we go now to the PowerPoint, everybody? So y'all learned something today. Emotional. Are you involved in emotional idolatry? Well, you got to have a man. It's all about you. It's all about your. See, I know I'm here in the mastermind class and clinic, and I was trying to make sure my language was holy and clean. You know, like y'all want me to keep it clean. But I hate to tell y'all, in most marriages, most dating, and most relationships, it's all about the other person. It's all about them getting their stuff. I want my stuff. And if I have to kill you in the process, I will do it. Okay, what is loneliness? We all see that. Let's go to the thing. And Chuck's going to be, in one moment, 10 minutes, he's going to put his hand up. We're going to be through, too. I'm just going to hit a few of these. What is loneliness? Y'all can get it in the ebook. Here it is. Emotional isolation, social disconnection, loneliness, social alienation, loneliness of the self, situational loneliness. You may have loneliness just in a situation. Chronic loneliness, intimate loneliness, all that is in here. Cultural and societal loneliness, let's go. Anxiety, 7 reasons why making people into idols contribute to loneliness. Y'all can look that up, all that is there. 1, 2, dependence on flawed humans, loss of genuine relationships, failure to find true fulfillment, disillusionment and headache, impedes personal growth, spiritual alienation. The Bible explicitly forbids the making and worshiping of idols. And what we've done, you've made many times your husband and your wife and your children out of idols, you all. And life don't, and that's why that's why our world's so unhealthy. Let's go on. And I got scriptures here for all that. That's good. Just go to the book. What is limerence? Y'all go there. Limerence, why does it contribute to your lonely? Limerence, and all this is in here. Limerence is this infatuation on somebody that you love them so much. You just can't see their weaknesses. You don't care if they got a venereal disease. You don't care if they're crazy. You don't care if they got unmet needs, unhealed hurts. You don't care if they got childhood trauma. You just in love with them. And by the way, the research shows that limerence can last. The author, limerence can last. This feeling for somebody, and they don't even have to give it back to you. As long as you got it, this thing can last for 18 months, you all, 6 months and 18 years. I'm sorry, it can last for up to 3 years. You can have this feeling for somebody, just crazy, and can't see it. I've had people in my family, I told them that guy ain't worth a quarter. But when you get into limerence and infatuation and all that stuff, you can't see nothing. But now they see it. See, I wish I should have listened to you, Uncle Charles. Yeah, now you all messed up. You got 2 babies, ain't got no name. Are y'all here with me? Let's go on. God bless you. Okay, all this stuff is in here. Come on, let's get to this last part. I'm trying to get to it. Is everybody still with me? And I know we hit a lot today, you all, but there's so many. Oh, here it is. Overcoming loneliness. Chuck, we got 8 minutes. Show me your watch in 8 minutes. Is this it? Here it is. Overcoming loneliness involves a combination of 30 psychological and social and practical strategies. Here are just some. Psychological strategies. Go get help, you all. Cognitive behavior therapy. Just go get some help on this emotional idolatry you got. 2, mindfulness meditation. That's in everything we teach. Stay current with what God is saying right now. Self-compassion practice. You got to have some compassion for yourself. And like I said, I went to the clinical psychologists. I love them. I love my past clinical psychologists and all this stuff. But after a while, you all, you have to get to the point. You can't let people put stuff on you that you don't want. Oh, yeah, you need to be attached to your wife and your children. Baby, not me. I'm not going to be attached to you. And Vice President can tell you, we had young elders here. And I'm so glad I wasn't attached to them. All of them wanted to be attached to me. And why you don't love me like you should? Because they want, all this attachment stuff, you all, is sickness. It's a psychological problem. Let's go on. Here's some more. How to get help. Positive self-talk. Talk to yourself. Someone sent me a tape. One of my mastermind students, William Kirkland, sent me a tape on neural pathways. Is that, do you know when you talk to yourself positive, do you not know your brain create new neural pathways for you and make that happen in your life? Let's go on quickly. Gratitude journaling. Oh, my God, just be so grateful. I went someplace. I was somewhere yesterday, and I had to get something for the church done. Somewhere I was at, and I'm out a lot, you all, and people, I know what it was, get something notarized, and the notary says, you're not going to have to pay anything. I'll go into places, I go get me some coffee. You don't have to pay anything. Look at that, just gratitude, just for the little stuff. It's the little, that's it, there it is, favor. Come on, social engagement and building relationships. We're almost there. Joint interests based on groups. Get in some groups and clubs, you all. It's okay. Form some groups. Volunteer. Do some volunteer work so you can get out of yourself and get out of all this emotional idolatry and looking for somebody to make you feel good, baby. Make me feel good, baby. Oh, it's all about, give it to me, baby. It's all about me. Give it. I just want you to do it. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Y'all know how that stuff works. You got 30 seconds if it lasts that long. And then you're working on the next person. Next! Are you all here with me? You go for what? And it's amazing, you all. And it's amazing. See, if you really understood lovemaking, it could last an hour and a half because you're just having sex. It may last 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, it depends. So when I hear somebody say, oh, Lord, it just takes me 5 seconds. They don't know nothing about lovemaking. Lovemaking, I know it takes some time. Did you hear? I told somebody, they said, Roberta, what do you think a minimum of lovemaking should be? 90 minutes. Oh, I can't do that. Yeah, well, you won't be with me then. I just threw that out there. Are we having fun already? Okay, let's go. Volunteer work, let's go. We got almost 4 minutes. Attend social events regularly. Get out in the field. I'm out here a lot. Y'all see me out here a lot. I run into different people. Y'all may see me anywhere. One time I ran into Dr. Graves, and she was out eating by herself in one of the wealthiest restaurants at Embers. Was it Embers? Was it who? Trios, eating at Trios. Well, Carl Linden used to take me all the time. She was at Trio eating, and guess what? Had her stuff spread out. And I said, well, where your man? She didn't need no man there. She was enjoying herself. No, really, I saw you. Remember I saw you? Oh, was I with Lincoln? That wasn't a good thing if I was with Lincoln. Where? Oh, okay, that wasn't a good sign. Okay, yeah, Lincoln be knocking me on the radio. Y'all know that, don't you? He always says that. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Chuck going to be hitting this watch in a moment. Next one is develop an active listening. Y'all got to learn how to listen. We got to listen to people. Practice small talk. Start conversations, simple topics, technology and online strategies. Join online communities. Get off of this trying to get you a man and a woman. By the way, everybody I've got on about going online, getting them a man and a woman, all of them relationships have pretty much ended. I told them 2 years ago, I told you that stuff ain't going to work. Oh, I got me a man now. All I got to ask, where'd you get him from? Social media. Oh, okay, that ain't going to last long. Do you know anything about them? Have you went to their neighborhood? Have you did a background check? Have you did an FBI background check? No, we don't care. He's fine. She's great. We love her. You ain't checked her out? Well, that woman what's her name? Oh, her name is Sally Sweet. Well, I know her. She's wanted for killing 3 men. Oh, you didn't know that? Why do I do it? Well, let me leave it alone. Come on, y'all. Join this. Come on, Chuck. Use video calls to stay connected. Engage in social media. You could do that. Participate. Don't be afraid of getting online with media. Do it the right way. Webinars. Coach Futel have webinars and stuff. Lifestyle and practical changes. This is it. Maintain a routine. Try to have some routine about stuff. Oh, by the way, get off of sugar altogether. Don't try to stop slowing it down. Get off of it altogether. You probably can at least get it down to 95% off of sugar. You can, because a lot of stuff still have this stuff in it. So, but you can at least get it tonight. Exercise on a regular basis. We do that. Adopt a pet. Well, Samuel said, buy a dog and die alone. But get you a pet. Pet's okay, but don't you end up giving the pet schizophrenia and end up giving the pet all of your stuff. I walk in the house, your pet I'm scared of your pet. I just walk in, it's psychologically messed up, mentally messed up. Oh, you won't bite. This dog is a psychotic. Are you all here with me? And y'all done turn, and then now y'all look online, oh, they going with the dogs. They on there. I see it all the time. They got dogs licking stuff and playing with men and women's genital parts. Y'all's pets are not supposed to be used for that. Y'all need to stop using the pets for that stuff. That is not the purpose of a pet. Chuck is getting ready to say it's time to go. It is. Y'all, no, really, I got to stop that. I'm going to send you all some stuff and let y'all see this one person literally got their dog. Y'all need to leave these dogs alone and raping these dogs and stuff and giving these dogs mental illnesses. Really, y'all need to stop this stuff. Y'all out. When I say y'all, those who's led, let's go on. Here's the next one. Practice self-care. Improve your communication skills. Set achievable social goals. Build self-awareness. I'm trying to get through. Here it is. Identify and challenge social anxiety. Develop emotional resilience. You got to get back up. You got to keep fighting until you get healed. You got to keep fighting until you get healed. I'm working with my team of doctors on my body and helping me with certain issues. We may not be able to add to our life, but we could take away. So we have to try to do all we can. It's appointed that a man wants to die, then the judgment. But guess what, though? We've got to do all we can to be resilient and to stay emotionally happy. 22, reflect on personal values. 24, practice acceptance. of solitude. It's okay to have moments of solitude. It's okay if you want to take a year and it's just you and you getting your life together before you bring somebody in your life. I will say this in conclusion as we are through. I will say this, and I said it last week. I think when Kevin Samuels was saying that when I hear it with men say, high-value men says, I want a woman that can bring me peace. He really doesn't know what he's talking about. Because if he's really saying, well, I want a woman to bring me peace, and I've watched it, I have to watch it, saying stuff like that. I've said it over the years. I want a woman to bring me peace. Let me tell you what he's saying. He's saying, yes, I want a woman to bring me peace. That's the wrong way. No. You don't want a woman to bring you peace. You want a woman who already has peace. And if she's got peace, then she'll bring that in your life. But for you to say, I want a woman to bring me peace, that means you're dependent on that woman for your peace. Did y'all get it? I want a man to bring me peace. He got to bring me peace. No. You want a man that has peace. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? Practice self-solitude. And finally, how do we get all this? Seek support groups. That is. There's 30 of them. Consult mental health professions. You messing with pets and animals and using them in a wrong sexual way, you need mental health care. Did y'all hear me? Limit social isolation triggers. Plan regular social activities. It's okay. Engage in creative activities. Get ready to go off air, everybody. And hear it again. Practice gratitude. Stay optimistic. And you won't be lonely. You'll enjoy life, and you'll enjoy it every day. God bless you. Why are so many people around you lonely? We know why. Emotional idolatry. Okay, 3 ways to give. Here it is, you all. Sunday Connect. There it is. Those who like to give on SundayConnectCircle.org, you can allow to give. Cash App, we still like to give there. I'm going to give my tithes and offerings today. Thank you, Dolores. Thank you, Dolores. I won't call her last name so somebody be looking for her and get some money from her. But Dolores, thank you for sending in hundreds of dollars. Appreciate you. I'm going to join you with my tithes and offerings today. And many of you all, hey, we're going to be back here next week. Why people cheat, why you cheat, why you cheated on your wife and your husband and in your relationship, why people cheat. It's all on the social media. And we're going to answer the question. I finally got an answer. And that group that was here on Father's Day, I hope they come back. I hope y'all, Ovetta, try to get the name of that group. Have them come on back and get Kim, since she stirred up all that mess. And why people cheat. We're going to find out why people cheat. And so, God bless everybody. We'll see you next week. Until we meet again, may the Lord God bless you real good. Until we meet again. You can also send in your funds by mail. There it is. And we'll see you next week. God bless you. Thank you.
I am Charlie Winburn, your life coach with Renew Community Church right here in the city of Cincinnati. And I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. Did you know that you are both human and divine, and that you deserve to live a better life in Christ right here on earth? Our messages are practical, they are raw, they're fun, and they are focused on real issues as it relates to your spiritual life, health life, your mental life, your financial life, your relationship life, and even your business life and community life. Today, we have another real life application message designed especially for you and your family. Remember, before we get started today, you can learn more about Renew Community Church free life coaching by visiting our website, renewcommunitychurch.org, or you can listen to us every Sunday at 11:45 a.m. each Sunday on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream, or reach me at 513-884-7832. I want you to join me now for another life-changing message with Charlie Winburn, your life coach, right here in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio.